shatter the about to shatter the table tonight. I know because the latter glory is always better than the former. So I am very certain because I know who I'm talking about, and I'm very sure she's gonna shake the tables tonight as she brings forth her presentation. So I would like us to welcome on this platform, Minister, Counselor, Glory, my mom. Please help me welcome Glory on this platform. I should bring her presentation. Yes. Yep.
Good evening.
Yep. Good evening.
Good evening, my prestigious teachers. I'm so delighted to have this opportunity to talk with us today about a portion of our lesson that we talked about on influence. So we'll be talking tonight about influence. And what motivated me to want us to discuss about influence is the fact that counseling has to do with relationships. And in every relationship, marriage inclusive, and at any time, small t, influence is taking place. So learning the art of positive influence can be a wonderful tool to bring peace in any community. So what is influence? Influence is the capacity to have an effect on a character, development, and behavior of someone or something, or the effect itself. So influence can be caused by someone or something. Also, someone or something can be influenced. Therefore, anyone and everything, everyone and everything is under influence, and in turn are influencing someone or something around. So tonight we'll not be talking about things, we'll be talking about people, influence on people. We have realized that everyone is under an influencer, and everyone is influenced by somebody. Sociologists have even found out that even the most introvert of persons has the ability to influence 10,000 people in their lifetime. So any human relationship is based on influence. So humans live interacted by the power of influence. Whether we are extroverts or we are introverts, our choices, words, our actions, our inactions have a ripple effect on the lives of people around us. So we have two types of influence. You can influence somebody negatively, or we can influence people positively. For example, what we choose, what we speak, what we do consciously or erroneously, what we do ignorantly, or what we do unintentionally has an effect on others who are around us. So therefore, an intentional counselor consistently strives to make sure he or she is influencing people around positively. A counselor's influence should not be by error, by chance, it should be intentional. So what generally makes people influential? I was just pondering about what influence what are the things that really can affect influence. And I realized that there are internal factors that can cause us to influence, and there are also external factors that can cause us to influence people positively. Concerning internal factors, I realized that For internal factors, we are talking about the person. This has to do with what the person possesses. That helps him to be able to cause people around to affect the people who are around them. So a display of these factors is a sole responsibility of the influencer. At the beginning of his influencing journey, the influencer must put in efforts. We're talking here about people who want to intentionally influence people around them positively. So there is some work that is done within. That's what we generally call, we can call personal development. You have to work on yourself, be conscious. It means that we need to identify who we are and try to work out to bring out somebody that is worth emulating. So generally, we influence with who we are before we can start to help people. So this could be by wisdom. Those things that we possess that will attract people to us, it could be wisdom. That's the quality of having experience, knowledge, a good judgment that can help people around us. So we need to build this capacity, this wisdom, to be able to influence somebody. Then we also need to be authentic. The authenticity here, it is about being real. It is about staying true, that capacity to not be hypocritical, because there is a difference between influencing people and manipulating people. When we are not, there is, I want us to understand that sometimes people can manipulate in the name of influence. Manipulation is different from influence. When I am influencing you, it means as a counselor, I'm intentional in bringing out what is in me that I have already worked on. And I'm so sure that if you follow your life cannot be the same. It will bring about transformation. But people who work on manipulating others, they use some aspects of influence. They can just occasionally know that, okay, since people generally respond to authority, they can pretend to be who they are, they aren't, and come forth and prove that they are this person, and you fall in their trap and they will influence you. But we realize that manipulation is short-lived, because once the person soon realizes that, no, this was what I thought you were, you aren't, they withdraw, and so the influence stops. But when we are talking here about influence, we're talking about positive influence. We're talking about consistent, real. It is not faked. And then there is another factor within us that causes us to influence people, and it is authority. That's having the right to take decisions, having the power to take decisions. I can take, for example, as this exercise that we are doing right now, me struggling to put on my video and putting in efforts to make sure that it gives, is the power of authority that mommy said everybody should put on their own. Had it been she was not an authority, I would just come and give a flimsy excuse. So her authority influences me to take the decisions that I take. Another thing that makes people to be influenced by the personality of people, the personality that people have, is value, the possession. When we possess what people need, when we are useful to the people around us, we realize that we will just automatically have influence. And people who have advice to give, people who have money, people who have technical know-how, they easily influence. And now, I also realized concerning, I said there were two things, external factors and internal factors. I just talked about internal factors. Internal factors are the things that the person, the influencer, has that will cause him to influence other people to act positive. External factors, as concerned, I was just thinking about about this issue of external factors as it came to my mind, and I realized that this has to do with the attitude of people around the influencer. the display of these factors depend not on the influencer, but depends on the people who have benefited from the influencer. People who have been influenced, they tend to influence others. For example, people who tell the people's testimonies, they can intentionally or unintentionally witness continuously and talk about the person that influenced them. So they can end up influencing someone that they don't know through intermediary of people that they had directly influenced. And there is something in our society that we call the social proof. This has to do when people tend to do what many or what other people around are doing. Social proof causes someone to feel out of place when they are not doing what the majority is doing. For example, if I work with my immediate surrounding and the people abide with my principles, another person coming into that scene, for example, let me take an example in a home setting. If I influence the children around me and they already abide by my rules, someone coming in will just do exactly what is done in the house. And when they do not do, they feel out of place. So they are influenced by the children that are in the house to do what is required, not because they even believe in or not, but they are just influenced because they found themselves there. And if they do not do what they are doing in that setting, they feel out of place. And I just want to take an example of maybe you go to a quarter and people are sending their children to a particular school. You don't know the school, but because you have seen majority of people around sending their children to a particular school, you also take your own child and send to the school. That's what we call social proof. So when we start internally, we build ourselves, and then we start influencing around people who are directly connected to us. Soon there will be another kind of influence that is external. It does not really depend on us. So once a counselor is intentional and consistent in providing a ripple effect, it can bring about a positive transformation in the community because of the multiplication effect. So what each counselor is supposed to note is that the beginning requires a lot of effort, because at that time you're working on yourself. But at some point, the beneficiaries of the work, that the product of our hard work, is going to increase in magnitude. So the magnitude of the waves in the ripple is going to be bigger than what we can even think or imagine. However, the influencer must stay consistent. It means that when we take on the journey of influencing people positively, at one point it should become our style of life. It should not be a project that we engage in to withhold it after, because once we are already creating that impact in the society, it means that if we choose at one time to drop the standards, that is how, because generally influence begins in a specific domain. And as the people continue to trust you, realize that someone who came to you because he wanted you to influence them, probably with your prayer life, along the way, as they continue to trust in the influencer, they start imitating, they start allowing other aspects of their lives to be influenced. For example, somebody who does who for example is influenced, who has been influenced by the prayer life of an influencer, can end up following the person to their church. It will not only influence at the level of the prayer life, you end up influencing even the choice of where to fellowship, and sometimes it start going to shop from the same shop that they shop. They start sending children to the same school that they go to. In fact, we can start a little, and soon we realize that the influence is no longer limited to any domain, but the people, out of trust and confidence, they start following the influencer wholly. So therefore, as a counselor, we have to be very intentional and keep working on ourselves improving on ourselves because there is no end. We continuously learn. And structurally, we have 4 levels of influence, and to enhance sustainability in one's positive influence, following levels must be followed. The first thing is, when I say to enhance sustainability, positive influence, it means that we are following a model, or we are following the steps that I'm going to give us. If we follow them, it can be produced and reproduced, and it produces the same effects. So it is like I can say it's a structure that if we follow, we can always have influence. We can always have positive influence on people. And the first level of this influence is called modeling. And as I've already mentioned, modeling has to do with people who want to cause influence, working on themselves. I've mentioned it before. When we are working on ourselves, that internal work that we do on ourselves. For example, at the level of the home, we can influence our children by what they see us doing. Modeling has to do with what we are doing, not what we are telling people to do. For example, if we tell our children that don't come back to the house in the night, and we keep on coming back in the house, they are understanding, but that the right thing to do is to come back in the night. So it is not what we tell that matters, it is what we are doing. So when we want to influence people, it is not the talking that starts the journey, it is the attitude that starts it. So when people see what we are doing, they get admired and they are drawn closer to us, and we can now influence them. So we are therefore required to be responsible, to work on ourselves, to work on our mindset, to work on our belief system, to work on our knowledge, to work on our consistency, to work on our core values. When you want to start this journey that you want to bring transformation in the lives of people around you, you want to bring influence, positive influence, you have to start by working on yourself. When you work on yourself, people start admiring you. When they start admiring, they will come closer. And when they come closer, the next thing that we do is is our level 2 which is called motivation. Motivation is the ability to make somebody to feel good. When somebody comes near us and we are able to communicate with them and be able to highlight in them something that makes them to feel good, they will be able to submit to us. So motivation has to do with focusing on somebody's good, something that is in somebody that can highlight their strong point. For example, if somebody comes closer to us and we are able to see that, wow, the way you speak, you can be a very good journalist. You can be this, or you identify something in them and you are like, wow, I admire this about you. Once you start admiring and bringing out some values that are in positive values that are in people, it will trigger a feel-good experience in someone. And once they have this feel-good around us, they have this moral restoration that goes on. And then once we have the moral restoration take place, but if somebody comes around us and we are highlighting negatives, highlighting their weaknesses, they close up. But when they come and we are highlighting what is good in them, they open up. So after we have done that, we are able to do that motivation. The next thing, as they are having already confidence in us, the next thing that we need to be intentional about doing is to mentor them. What is mentoring? This requires being intentional in pouring our lives into the lives of others to help them to maximize the potentials that we already saw in them. So this is a very powerful level of experience, because through the mentoring, we can be able to hand down to other people what we have acquired. So with mentorship, we work with the emotions of the people that want to influence, as they have already opened us, they up to us, they are dependent. They at this level, when people have already opened up and they are dependent on us, we can be able to influence them, we can be able to direct them, and they will follow us faithfully. So with successful mentoring, we must be able to see the results. When we are doing when it is mentorship, we can be able to at one moment say that this person was in point A and now they are in point B, to show that there is an evolution that is taking place. So it means that if I tell you that I'm doing mentoring for someone, there should be results, there should be proof, there should be an evolution, a traceable evolution. And the next, the last level, that's level 4, is called multiplying. This is the highest level of influence. And here we are now training the people that we have influenced to be able to influence others too. We are intentionally teaching them to be able to teach others. So as I was thinking, I wanted to just bring out a practical example as we're talking here about counseling and application. And I was thinking of or maybe a household that is having challenges, and the husband wants to heal his home. He wants to, through influence, bring a positive change in his home. He will start by working on himself. For example, if he picks Ephesians chapter 5 from verse 25 to verse 33 and starts meditating on what God requires from a husband, he will start working on himself, knowing that the Bible is asking that he, as a wife, as the husband, is supposed to be the head of the home. He is supposed to be able to cleanse himself, cleanse the wife with the word of God, and be able to present the wife pure, without blemish. And that he's supposed to love the wife the way Christ loved the church and died for the church. When he begins to, he will start by working on himself to be that kind of Christ-like person that is ready to die for his wife, working on his qualities, working on his ability to cherish, on his ability to nourish, on his ability to consistently carry out this in his house, carry out devotion in his. So by doing this, he will be able to build up. He has armed himself and can be able to dish out to his family what he is, not he has, but what he is. Now the second level can be that he can withdraw his attention to the weaknesses of his wife, for example, and start highlighting as he consistently highlights in her, he can bring about the restoration of morale. Once the wife's restoration, the morality restored, she can start to motivate her, start to cause her to get engaged in what she knows to do best. And and then the next step is offering help to her to meet her objectives, teaching her from his own experience to overcome challenges. And in doing this, the next step will be like, can you do this to the children? And we realize that if after some time, working consciously and intentionally, the family can get healed. So concluding on this issue of influence, I can confidently say that for positive influence to happen, the influencer starts by influencing himself, disciplining himself to do what he's supposed to do. He lives what he expects other people to live, has results, has experience, and can now go out to help other people. Thank you for your kind attention.
Oh. You're done?
Yes, I'm done, Mom.
Wow. That is amazing. Awesome. Above and beyond, you've gone. Signs of thorough research. Because whatever you are taught in school, you're supposed to go research on it and bring the best that you can on that topic, so that you are not just giving back to your lecturer what they gave you, just back, same word for word. You're supposed to take every topic, go and expand on it. And that is exactly what you have done. Expatiating, a lot of research. I picked a number of keywords that you used there that made a lot of sense. You talked about authenticity while introducing influence, and that was so powerful. You talked about manipulation, which is so true, because when we talk about influence, some people can really be manipulative, and you influence people just, it's something we need to guard against as counselors, so that you are not manipulating people, you are genuinely helping them. You are authentic in your influence. So I love this that you brought in. And then you spoke about consistency. A person of integrity is consistent. And a counselor must be a person of integrity. Because what can you be giving to people? What will you give to people as a counselor if you are not a person of integrity? In fact, that is even why people will come to you, because they see that integrity in you. That's what will attract people to you. So I think with your expose, you've done great. You've done well, and your timing, you fit you very well into your timing, because I said 25 to 30 minutes for each speaker, and I think you used even below 30 minutes, I think, and that's fine. Let me hear from Papa D, his own assessment, and then before we go proceed to your marks. You're muted, Papa D. You're muted. Unmute yourself. We're not hearing you.
Okay.
Good.
Wonderful presentation. If you look at the chart, I've put some signs of in that five times. So the purpose of this exercise is not necessarily for you to reproduce our notes, but to show a critical mindset whereby you are able to dig into what you learn and go further from there. Because in the field of studies, in a
network. Can you guys hear me? Gloy, can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you, Mom.
Okay, then it is network. I pray his network comes back. His network has frozen a little bit. Yeah, that's why I said it was important that other students be in class, so that with all the comments they are giving, you who has not done your presentation, you'll be able to work on your own better and come and do a better job than what the others have done. Like, you just improve. It helps you to improve on your own. Let's not just say to improve on your own, like the comments is giving. So you are meant to take a topic and go further with it. dig deeper into it, do a research in it, add more flesh to it, and do like Gloy has done, which is very, very powerful. So it's not, it's a sign that you have an understanding of the topic you're presenting. So that it's not just some cram work that you picked it, you crammed it, and then you come and you're just reproducing it. The way you have explained it is a sign that you can be able to use it as well. You can actually practically use it, because when you understand it, that's when you can benefit from it. That's when you can even use it. So I think that with this, I am confident not only that you'll be able to teach all others, but that you yourself, you'll be able to apply this, be able to live this influence, positive influence. You'll be very conscious, you'll be more intentional with positive influence. And for all of us who have listened to you again this evening, it's a reminder to us, like the keywords I just mentioned, it's a reminder that you have to be intentional, you have to be really authentic when it comes to influence, really, really authentic, so that you are not manipulative. Yeah. Just to, push people to do, but what you want, or what you like, or how you want it, it's kind of tricky. But thank you for bringing that out, because it's also, it creates another level of awareness that guides us in the way we influence people as leaders. Like I said, as counselors, we are leaders. And John Maxwell says leadership is influence. Full stop. Leadership is influence. So you have dissected the influence very powerfully. I don't know, but this thing has kicked Papa D. You have also just given us his own marks, because I would have loved to hear him propose what he thinks about the marks. I was noting everything down, because I'm taking from your lighting, your background as counselors and as multipliers, because that's the highest level you need to find yourself. You find yourself teaching. I said this yesterday. You find yourself teaching others. You find yourself, training other counselors, because that's the best way to be the best counselor. The best way to be the best counselor is by training other counselors. So time and again, like I said, I'm going to be bringing you guys up. By the time we get the next cohort, some of you who would have gone further, you'll be giving lectures to the other people coming behind. You give lectures to them, and that's the secret of your own growth. I've grown over time by teaching. Teaching has been my greatest developing myself, gaining a mastery of myself and things that I'm able to do. The more you are able, better you will know. So you work on your background, always find a corner in your house, make sure it's nice. You can even be a curtain of a window, you put your chair there and put a table, and be always ready for a place where you can sit there. Create that office, create that stage in your house. Create that stage. Because one will have to be teaching students. You don't know, students, sometimes you have, like last time we had an international student, we had a student from Liberia. You don't bring all those kind of people and then they come and see you sitting in your bedroom, just sitting in some scattered background. So you have to find a chair, a normal seat. It's not office chair, but a normal straight table chair where you sit there. But this is part of it. Sit there and then have a good light. Ring lights have gone really cheap now. When we're buying ring light, I bought mine for 60,000. But I'm told that you can find ring light now for 25,000 or something. Just light it in your room, put it, connect it, and let it brighten your background. You can sit behind the curtain, you can sit on a plain flat wall, white wall, one plain color wall, so that you, and if you like, you render by just putting some painting there, make it classy. make it look classy, so that somebody see you gets a feeling that this person knows exactly what they are doing. So you're already building your platform. You're already, if you intend to go globally, to reach out of your country, reach out to people out of the boundaries of Cameroon, you need to prepare towards that and begin to picture that, because it's going to happen very soon. You will start teaching globally. So let's make sure that we get that going and prepare ourselves in that light. So Dia has been kicked out, and apparently it's not going to hear tonight. But when I listened to you, Glow, your expose was good. It showed that you did enough in the area of research. So research, you did a good research. You added enough flesh to your topic, and you did enough justice to your topic. Yeah, and then you were there on time. You had in timing. You did well. Your timing, and then your background is not bad at all, but your lighting is not the best. Your face is dark. We're not seeing your face, but your background looks okay. But you just need to improve on your light. So these are things we integrate gradually. Integrate it gradually. So you have to fix it. Fix your background. Work on your background, because you're all going to be teachers. Oh, Papa G is back. You're going to be teachers, and you're going to be students from around the world. Please, I need us to upgrade. You see where I'm sitting, behind me is a window and a curtain. Just a wall with a window and curtain, but it looks, plain, simple, right? No complication. Yes, just a plain wall with a curtain. You see where Papa D is sitting, there's a curtain behind him. There's a curtain behind him. So they see your curtain, not your ceiling. Just your background, your wall, not your ceiling. Like when Marcos is sitting, it's clean. But I'm seeing Mobile has ceiling. So she needs to be able to see what we can see by her wall. If you guys, are you seeing Marcos? It's her ceiling that is showing. So we need to be able to see a wall. Your background should be a wall, not your ceiling. Or your curtain. Just something simple, plain. Like you see where I'm sitting is plain, it's simple. Just a wall. You sit on a table chair, any simple chair. Table chair, like let it feel like you're in an office and you're giving lectures from your office. Yeah, D, welcome back. I was just analyzing Glory's talk, and I want to give your own observation, so that we can give her a mark. So I was judging on the point of her timing. She's well. She's in the area of research, and her presentation was good. She gave a good introduction, although it was a little bit, but it was a good introduction. And then I think the introduction and the flesh, they kind of went together, but she did well, and her research was good. And then conclusion was particularly good.
I wanted to ask is she a teacher as well?
Answer one. Asking you. I'm a teacher as well.
I'm a church school teacher.
Okay, then I understand. A church school teacher. I can understand, because her presentation is very excellent. Very excellent. Mastery of the concepts, definition of the facts, and then critical analysis. Those are the things that we look at in defense and presentation. And then Mom has already talked about the time management, and then all of that. So what you did shows a level of research. Like you went out of the box, not just what you were taught. And that's what we are encouraging. Now, I observe, I don't know whether my observation was right, but you have not been very punctual in all the classes, meaning that you may not have had all the other lessons, but the only one that you had, you stick to it and then you brought out the best out of it. That's what we're talking about influence. Just for a general observation, to say that you cannot be everywhere and truly influence. Being influential is not just about when they talk about this one, you are there, you are jack of all trades, you will never be a master of anything. So, but I like what you did. And so it's just excellent, just excellent. I think that this recording, the recordings are there so that your presentations will go down in the archives because you did truly excellently well. Okay, so Mom was saying when she went to the point of level of influence, which is multiplication, that the work that we are doing here is such that tomorrow you guys, you are the one. So don't be surprised. Next relationships, present, do something. And from what from your presentation, yeah, you have nailed it. Okay, thank you for that.
Thank you.
Another thing, yes. Then there's a word that you use, social proof. Social. What is?
Okay, about social proof, it's a principle. It's a principle, and with social proof, people are influenced by what they are seeing majority of people doing. That's they tend to be influenced to take a particular decision according to what the society has proven to them that is working. That's what we call social proof. So you are basing on other people's choices to make your own choice. Like, let me take another example, a glaring one.
Yeah.
During the days of COVID-19, when they brought up the vaccine, and some people were like, what kind of thing is this? And then all of a sudden, a message, or let me say news, comes that millions of people are taking the vaccine. And then somebody, because of that news, says that now let me take my own vaccine. He does not have a personal conviction, but he's basing himself on what population has done. So if we could go directly, we say, like, if it is an individual, you would be like, majority has carried the vote.
Okay, so that you are talking on the external influence.
Yes, external influence. You realize that there are some people, while there's somebody that is keen on looking at what Papa D is doing, there's somebody that had already known what Papa D is doing and go and tell other people who will tell other people. And then soon, what started only with Papa D, even people who are doing what Papa D is doing, taught them to be doing. Yes. And then since majority is not doing what Papa D was doing, you see, other people will just look at what other people who know you are doing and will start doing. So you are influencing people who you don't know and they don't even know. But what you did is influencing them.
Okay, that's great. That's great. I think the first time that I heard a word that is related to that was from our coach Dadike. He used the word is social capital, and in relation to Peter in the Bible, Jesus could confide or relate more with Peter because Peter had influence to the point that when Peter says, I go fishing, all the disciples, they leave, they also want to go fishing. So people that have such kind of social capital, sometimes people who follow them, they are not even thinking. They follow without even reasoning whether is it worthwhile. Yeah, they just have that social capital. So thank you. Tonight I learned another new one, social proof, which is a kind of like a general public external influence, which by you are following without even knowing the person that started it, without knowing whatever it is. So thank you for your presentation. What is your level of education?
I have masters in supply chain management.
Okay, then I understand. Okay. So when you communicate, we can read, we can understand. Yeah, okay. This one has ever done defense. This one has ever done dissertation. Okay, thank you for your time. Thank you. Okay, Mom, over to you.
Yeah, so Papa T, what do you suggest as marks on 24? I'm sure you met Annie yesterday. Did you meet Annie yesterday?
No, I didn't meet her. Lights went off here, and then I couldn't connect. Got just to connect.
Okay. So from your own assessment, what do you think?
From my own assessment, she has 19.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah.
Your own assessment, she has 19. I was going to give her 18.5.
Okay.
Well, wow. See, you are doing 19.
Yeah.
I'll keep behind you. And she has 19. 19 it is. 19 it is.
Yes.
Wow. Come on.
Wow.
Wait.
What are the virtual clappers or which type of where are the people in this class? Where are the people? Show me. Caro is there. Yvonne.
If there are no people in the class,
Mama E. Annie, you people should be clapping. I said that today tables were going to be shaken. I said it. I saw it coming. Yes, you people should do the thing, man. Do unto others what you would like them to do unto you. I'm telling you, 19. Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? I mean,
oh, thank you.
I mean, like what? Like this is a lot.
That's so great.
A lot of marks. Man, where are the claps? Where are the claps? Jesus. What? This is what? I'm so happy. I'm really excited because this is a sign that truly we're building futuristic counselors. Yeah, because the truth is, as knowledge is developing and you guys are getting into more research and digging and bringing in more, that is exactly what is expected. More innovation, research, go deeper, get better, the latter glory. So thank you so much, Gloy, and congratulations once more. We're looking forward to the others who will be presenting next week. You've done it. So prepare your second topic, because that one is going to be impromptu calling. We will just call an impromptu. And people will be, but this is the first one. Everybody presents one now. We assess you. So those of you who have represented, make sure the second topic is waiting for you, a different topic, so that you can be able to teach 2 or 3 lessons. And everybody should have different. When you have your second topic, bring it, give it to Annie so that she can present, so that let different people take different topics. We want to solve as many problems as possible. And remember that this is not just a presentation. You know, the aim, the goal to cause transformation. So as you are looking, you are researching and bringing your presentation, you are providing solution at the back of your mind. You are providing a solution. Like somebody listens to you and then realizes that, hey, their life is getting better. There's something they're going to start doing that will make their life better because of what you said. So get serious about your research and know that you are beginning to solve some work. So let me see those who are there. Thank you, Yvonne.